than a year before this incident. Out of 85 aircraft promised by Western allies, only about 10 were operational by June 2025. Let that sink in. 10 jets to cover a country larger than Texas. The pilot situation is even worse. Ukrainian pilots spent their entire careers mastering Soviet-era MiG-29s and Su-27s. The F-16 isn't just different, it's philosophically opposite. Where Soviet doctrine emphasizes independent action and visual range combat, the F-16 is built for beyond visual range engagement and network-centric warfare. Military aviation experts typically cite 2 to 3 years as the minimum time needed for a pilot to become truly proficient in a new airframe. Ukrainian pilots had less than 1 by this time. And then there's the attrition rate that nobody wants to discuss. 3 F-16s were lost in under a year. One in August 2024 when Lieutenant Colonel Alexei Mess crashed during a mission. Another in April 2025, and the most recent just weeks before our incident in May 2025. That's a 30% loss rate. In military aviation terms, that's not just bad, it's unsustainable unless more of those promised aircraft arrive sooner. Russian intelligence assessments that morning indicated minimal F-16 activity in the northern sector, and they were right. Ukraine's precious Western fighters were concentrated in the south and east, where they could maximize their defensive value. The primary mission? Intercepting cruise missiles and drones threatening critical infrastructure. That's their sweet spot, defensive operations where they can leverage their advanced radars and missiles while minimizing exposure to Russian fighters and surface-to-air systems. The idea of sending one of these irreplaceable assets on a penetration mission 16 to 50 kilometers inside Russian airspace isn't just risky, it's strategically reckless. It would be like using your last fire truck to deliver pizza while your city burns. But Russian confidence that morning went beyond simple numbers. Their pilot knew that the greater threat historically came from Ukraine's increasingly sophisticated ground-based air defense network, which had been steadily expanding its reach into Russian territory. Little did he know that this assessment, while accurate, would prove to be his undoing. Those sophisticated countermeasures he trusted, the ones that could supposedly defeat any Western missile, were about to face the greatest test. As our Su-35 pilot settled into his patrol pattern at 0700, he was unknowingly being watched by electronic eyes he couldn't see or detect. According to the narrative pushed by German media, a Swedish Saab 340 aircraft was orbiting somewhere over central Ukraine. Its powerful Iri radar painting every aircraft within a 450-kilometer radius. Now, Sweden did pledge 2 of these sophisticated surveillance aircraft to Ukraine in May 2024, as part of a $1.3 billion military aid package. The first one reportedly arrived in April 2025, just 2 months before our incident. These aren't just any surveillance planes. They're flying command centers packed with technology that would make a Silicon Valley startup jealous. The Saab 340 carries the PS-890 Iri active electronically scanned array radar. Unlike the rotating domes you see on American aircraft, this radar is housed in a distinctive balance beam mounted on top of the